Wow. I leaned over and told Dad just a minute ago, it's like he's still here. You know, the devil thought he had to just mess with one Swaggart. But my Lord, God is raising up another Swaggart right back there that the devil has to contend with. There are moments in life when words seem far too small to carry the weight of what we feel. And today is one of those moments. My grandfather was more than a man to me. He was my hero, a pillar of strength, a wellspring of wisdom, and a reflection of Christ's love. He lived his life with unwavering faith, with an open Bible and an open heart. No, he didn't just talk about Jesus. He walked with him daily. And because of that, countless lives were changed. I stand before you tonight, yes, with a heart that is broken. As I mentioned to you this morning, I felt like I lost my best friend. But also I stand before you here full of love, full of gratitude, full of memories, and most of all, full of reverence for the life and the legacy of my grandfather, evangelist Jimmy Swaggart. To many around the world, he was a preacher, an evangelist, a pioneer of Christian media. But to me, he was Papa. He was a man who prayed with me, wept with me, challenged me, believed in me, and never let me forget who I was or whose I was. The loss we feel today, it is deep. It's personal. It's historic. But we do not mourn as those who have no hope, because we know where he is. And we know who welcomed him. On July the 1st, the moment that the Lord gave the command, I believe an angelic host came down to Baton Rouge, not just to witness, but to escort his soul into the portals of glory. And when he entered into those pearly gates, it wasn't a quiet reception. No, I believe tens of millions of people were waiting on him. I believe tens of millions of people were waiting on him. I want to say it one more time, and I want to say it just like he would say it. I want the media to hear this, and I want every backslidden preacher to hear this. I believe millions of people were waiting on him. Souls he prayed for, people he preached to, and individuals who met Christ because of his obedience. I believe they lined the heaven streets to welcome him home. And as I reflect on the man that he was, I'm overwhelmed by the lessons that he taught me. Some with words, but mostly with his life. And these 5 truths have shaped me more than he probably ever knew. And I want to give you these 5 things quickly. Number 1, my brother just mentioned it, and I know you heard it all through these videos. The first thing, the first lesson that he taught me was it's all about souls. This was more than just a motto for my grandfather. It was his mission. His life was consumed with one singular passion: to see the lost come to Christ. He preached in coliseums and churches, arenas, and over airwaves, not for applause or recognition, but for souls. He wept over souls. He prayed for souls. He gave everything, his time, his energy, even his health, for souls. Now, as a child, I did not quite understand the weight that he carried. But as I grew, I saw what it meant to live for eternity. He taught me that every sermon must point to the cross. Every effort must lead to Christ. And every moment is an opportunity to reach someone who is hurting, broken, and lost. That lesson, it's all about souls, will never leave me, because it never left him. And now heaven is full of his labor. Number two, he would always tell me, walk softly before the Lord. Whether it was back here getting our war paint on, I don't call it makeup. Men don't wear makeup. Or whether it was on the phone when he would call me to discuss certain things, he would say, man, you have a knack for such and such. You need to walk softly before the Lord. In a world that is obsessed with image and influence, my grandfather lived differently. He walked humbly, reverently, and gently before the Lord. His life would say, the higher that God lifts you, the lower you must bow. That was how he lived. Whether it was here in a prayer meeting or in front of millions of viewers, he always remembered who was in charge. And he never let success overshadow surrender. This lesson, walking softly before the Lord, reminds me that holiness matters.
Thousands have gathered to mourn the loss of Pastor Jimmy Swaggart. For the final time, Jimmy Swaggart captivated a massive audience on Sunday night. Family and friends came together to celebrate his life and remember him as the icon he was. Thousands showed up to remember the televangelist, author, and musician. Actually, in this moment of time, we have seen a video of the grandson actually trying to remember the loss of the beloved Jimmy Swaggart. I remember Jimmy Swaggart's call for a return to conservative church norms live on in today's world of trade wives, limited access to abortion, and calls to repeal gay marriage rates a scholar religion. Jimmy Swaggart was one of the most popular and enduring of the 1980s evangelists who passed away on July 1st, 2025, but his legacy lives. Along with Jerry Falwell and Pat Robertson, he drew an audience in millions, amassed a personal fortune, and introduced a new generation of Americans to a potent mix of religion and politics. Swaggart was an all-time evangelist whose focus was saving souls, but also preached on conservative issues, warning followers about the evils of abortion, homosexuality, and godless communism. In this moment of time, we want to pay tributes and condolences with the family, friends, as they are passing through hard time. As you've watched in this video, Swaggart's grandson trying to reveal what is actually he is going through. Remember, Donnie Swaggart is the one in charge of the church right now, and we believe the Swaggart's ministry is going to continue grow as it should have done when Jimmy Swaggart was still alive. Rest in peace, legend. Thank you for the good memories and moments and everything you did before you passed away.